Hello everyone, I am Mr. Low from Excel Software. Today I want to share with you the Autocount Fake Asset plugin. I believe many Autocount users are unaware of the existence of this Fake Asset plugin. So today I will share how to operate this Fake Asset plugin. First, I want to let everyone know that this Autocount Fake Asset plugin is actually a complete Autocount Fake Asset management system. Why is it called a complete management system? It actually covers two major areas, okay, some functions of fake asset. I will categorize here, okay, into two main parts. The first part is to calculate the depreciation of the fake asset and help you post it to the account. So this is the first part. The second part, actually, it can do things other than calculating the fake asset depreciation. Oh, it also includes recording when it is maintained, when its insurance expires, who is using it. So you see here, it is a complete management. First, through the purchase invoice, we can register it, categorize it, classify the asset, and then categorize its depreciation method and link it to our Autocount accounting. So here, it can calculate your depreciation by month. Autocount's depreciation is by month. It can also calculate the disposal and write-off of the asset. That is also so 1 to 3 is more on the asset depreciation part. So 4 to 6 is more on the asset register part, including printing some label, checking which location the asset is in, who is currently using it, and for some assets like machinery that need maintenance, you can check when the next maintenance is. In this way, you can record its maintenance, what was repaired, and you can also use it to record things like cars, lorries, and the insurance that needs to be renewed. So you can also record those insurance policies and remind the accounting department to renew those insurances. Okay, so it is a complete ecosystem for fake asset. It's not just used for calculating the fake asset, purely for calculating the fake asset's depreciation. So you see, mainly it has these alert functions. It can alert those due dates, expired insurance and such things, and when to service, and your work periods and such things. These are some settings that can be configured on our system and then can also be directly linked to Autocount. Link to Autocount includes when you purchase and which supplier, its depreciation, and your write-off. It will automatically handle accounting, so you don't need to manually do this accounting for these assets. Once you set it up, so when you plug it in, you can use the system to help you calculate. Before plugging it in, you use your own manual calculations, some manual methods. Once you plug it in, you won't need to bother with that. Just use Autocount to help you calculate.
So the first function, okay, I will explain carefully.
It can take the purchase information from the purchase invoice and update it into the asset maintenance. Before asset maintenance, you can categorize it, okay? Or you can print the label, okay? Stick it on the asset. So you can categorize it by item, the asset type, and the asset category. And you can also upload your photos, okay, into the asset. You can also attach those invoices in the asset maintenance. This is the first major function. Then the second major function is your auto depreciation. You can use different depreciation methods, including straight line and reducing balance. And you can print the detailed depreciation listing or adjust the depreciation rate if you change it from 10% to 5%. Then the system is already set up, including your openings. You can start using this fake asset module from January 1st, or you can also start from maybe May 1st. You just need to update the opening to the end of April and update the year-to-date depreciation from January to April, and it can start calculating for you. So so it can also do auto calculation and auto draw journal. If you have any adjustments to make, you can do that in the fake asset as well. The posting into accounting is monthly. All right, then disposal and write-off continue without issues. These are two different situations. One is disposal delta and the other is write-off delta. So it can directly help you calculate the gain or loss on your disposal. It directly calculates and then updates it into a report. So for this disposal, you don't necessarily have to dispose of everything. Let's say you have 10 tables. So when you record, it's 10 tables, each costing 500. So if you dispose, you can dispose of one table. It doesn't have to be all 10 disposed of together. Many fake asset programs out there can only dispose of all 10 at once during disposal. They can't just select one to dispose of. This is also a strong point I found about fake asset. Of course, you also need tracking, okay? In terms of tracking, it does quite well, allowing tracking by location. If you are in construction, construction has 10 sites, so you can track down which site it is at, okay? So when to return, okay? The return date with reminders, okay? This is also connected out. You need to return it, or if you transfer it to one of the employees, you need to record the employee's name, okay? So everything can be clearly recorded. including when we are posting, we can post that depreciation according to the project, making it more accurate. If you are in the construction business, you have projects, or if your company has several locations, you use location to calculate your profit and loss, then you use project to calculate. So maintenance and service, including when you do maintenance, okay, or when cash with you something, you need a reminder, these functions are all available. Then you can check the previous cost, okay? So you need to keep detailed records of all your supplies in that asset plugin, okay? So some management of the insurance policy, so it's your insurance company, okay? Your tax is due, needs to be renewed, all of these can be monitored. Then how much the premium is, all of it can be monitored in that fake asset register plugin. So other functions include you can allocate depreciation by project or department. That's no problem. And if you're not satisfied with the asset code or asset type code, you can change it and you can set different users, okay? Control different users to view, modify, and post these. Or if you have many assets here and you want to use Excel to import them for Autocount, that's no problem. You can use Excel to import the entire list of assets, and Autocount provides these functions for the asset plugin. So without further ado, let me explain and demonstrate how the Autocount fake asset plugin operates. Okay, before we start, let me explain a bit. Most of the time, before having the fake asset plugin, there are some common issues in accounting. So many times you see, this is an example. Many times without the fake asset plugin, it will create many subcodes for each asset. It will create many of those subcodes for those assets. So this is something I don't really recommend. These subcodes will be in the fake asset plugin, and when you directly print the report, it will already be categorized for you. All the reports, whatever type you want, will be well categorized and analyzed, so you don't need to create so many codes in your chart of accounts. Well, I suggest if you want to start using Autocount, okay? The first thing, there are two things you need to do. The first thing is to set up your chart of accounts properly. I suggest you do it like this. So I have made a sample here. Just set it up like this. One fake asset and one accumulated depreciation. That's it. This is the first thing. The second thing is to decide when to start using the fake asset and when the depreciation begins. So you can manually calculate it beforehand. It is highly recommended to start from January 1st, which is your account start date. That is the best. I need you to start using this Autocount fake asset plugin from your start date. This way, you don't need to use your system to calculate how much your year-to-date depreciation is. Well, this is my strong recommendation. So for example, let me give another example. Like if your company does accounting from January 1st to December 31st, so if you only thought of using the Autocount fake asset plugin on August 1st, in this situation, you need to calculate the year-to-date depreciation of the fake asset from January to July and fill it in. So you have to manually calculate the depreciation for those 7 months. If you find this troublesome because you do fake asset depreciation once a year, then I suggest you start using the Autocount fake asset plugin on January 1st. Okay, on January 1st, like this year, you started using Autocount on August 1st. So from August 1st to December 31st, you calculate the depreciation manually calculate it yourself for this year. Starting from January 1st next year, install this Autocount fake asset register, let it continue your fake asset figures and accumulated depreciation figures. It will continue and keep calculating for you. For the next year, it is monthly depreciation or month by month depreciation. So you don't need to worry about whether it's monthly or yearly. That's not important. You can process 12 months at once from the first month to the 12th month, process that depreciation all at once. You can also process it month by month, that's no problem. And you can operate the Autocount fake asset plugin as yearly depreciation. Alright, without further ado, I'll officially show you an empty one to demonstrate how to update and use the fake asset function. Okay, of course, you see there are many functions, but actually most people use it to calculate the asset's depreciation, that function only. So if you're just calculating the fake asset's depreciation, it's actually just a few steps. So without further ado, let me show everyone how the Autocount fake asset plugin operates. Let's create a new and empty Autocount data. So I'll use its original fake asset code. So you need to get that plugin from your leader, then first install that plugin. Okay, after installing, you can exit. Okay, you will see there is a new feature for the asset register, but you cannot access all its functions here. After installing those AutoCarve plugins, you must first set those assets, right? So you can use this new account. If all functions are available, you just directly add, okay? Directly add to the admin group, and both people are in the admin group. Also here, you sign and add all the functions for this admin. Also, after adding, you can see all its functions. If you don't use that many functions, you can turn them all off. Just keep the ones you use. Okay.
Here you see there is this asset type and asset category. Then the first thing you need to understand is the Autocount asset. You need to understand these two first. So when you open that asset type, you'll see, hey, there are many things you need to fill in. And that category, oh, this is for classification. It will be more useful when you look at the report later.
So if you are not sure, or you are worried that you are not clear on how to create this type with category, I suggest you go to our company's website, okay? autocounsystem.com. Go to the resources section. There's a blog. In the blog, you can find this Autocount asset type and category, okay? The explanation is sent here. You will see I have made some notes here. So asset type is usually the larger category like motor vehicle, machinery, furniture and fittings, okay? Buildings, etc. Okay? If it's category, under furniture and fittings, you can have table, chair, desk, cabinet, okay? You can further subdivision. Actually, very few companies will subdivide. Generally, it's just type. Then it's up to you personally. So if it's according to different industries, here are some small suggestions. You see, for manufacturing, it can be divided like this, and its asset type can be under machinery. Its category can be divided like this. It can be divided like this. CNC machinery, injection, and so on. If it's under building, then building can be production, warehouse, and so on. Okay, so here are some samples from different industries you can refer to. So understood this, understood, and also type, asset type, and asset category. So you, as I mentioned earlier, many times we only use type and not category, so you can forget about this. So asset type here, when you are new, you will find basically it's very simple, but there are two more accounts here: profit and loss account. Okay, profit and loss account or asset write-off account. These two accounts. This profit and loss account is for when you dispose, either it's a gain or a loss. Okay, so on the website earlier, I also made some samples you can refer to. If it is a loss on disposal, you can use this 916. You can create two expenses, 916 and 917. If it is a loss, if it is a gain, you can put it under other income 8. All right, 8, the part with number 800. So I'll consider this as a loss, so I'll create 916 and 917. Then before we start using it, we must properly create those codes first. The code for fair asset is generally set up, and depreciation is usually present. These two are only used in more special situations. When we set the fair asset type, we must create it. All right, so let's do one here. GL account maintenance. Okay, go to expenses and open to normal accounts. Okay, 916 is loss on disposal of assets. Then 917 is write-off. So you can first create these two. These two will be used later. After creating them, we then register those assets. I have prepared an example here. This example is office equipment. Our company has two offices. One is in Ipoh and one is in Taiping. So here you can put a location as Ipoh. This is office equipment. Office equipment. See if you want to categorize it. If you don't want to categorize it, you can categorize wall fan as one category, air conditioner as another category. So if not, we just asset type, okay? Office equipment. So go to this asset register, asset type. From new to here, office equipment, you just put the code as OF, and the short code is also OF. Keep it simple, no need to make it complicated. So the description is office equipment. Then see if it's on a straight line basis or not. And here is the residual value, okay? How much is left after it fully depreciates? Usually we put 1, usually we put 1. Then for calculation, you can do it by yield or by rate. So here you see, here we use rate. So just set it to rate and it's 10%. So here you just enter 10 and it will calculate this depreciation. So it will roughly need $10. So besides the straight line basis, you can also use balance or no depreciation methods. Then there are 3 options here. Okay, for asset code, this is office equipment. So you just select office equipment. And for depreciation, if it's hard to find, you can search by description. Just type depreciation and it will find it. Then this profit loss is the 916 we did earlier. You can put 916 and this is 917. Just put 917. So after filling it out, you just save it and that's it. Then for location, if you want to separate, you separate by a location. Okay, Ipoh and Penang, you can separate like this. So after filling it out, we just all choose which location. So besides location, there are many other things you can use, like who this employee is, you can also use and fill it out. Okay, before filling it out completely. So before we create this, it's okay, create an asset. Okay, so once it's filled out, most of the things we need are already filled out. Just directly create a new asset. Go to asset maintenance, create a new asset. Create a new asset. Here you see when setting it for the first time, it needs to go to the function settings to update some things. So it will directly jump over and you just look at what you want to put in general when posting. Generally, we just put general.
no need to make it so complicated. Just put general, and for your general posting, whether you want detailed or summary by account group, it's recommended to use summary by account group as it's simpler. So it doesn't look so complicated, and later we just need to check the depreciation report, the final depreciation report, whether its net book value matches with Autocount or not, and that's fine. So generally, there's no need to post line by line, I suggest. Then for the costing depreciation, you can set it by project or not by project here. And for the disposal double entry, there are two options here. You can refer to the user guide, the Autocount user guide, which explains with some samples. If this is no longer active, you can check or directly tick it like the Autocount stop. On the item side, there is also a check for active or inactive. You can apply this. If you want to check it, just go OK and see if it allows it. If it's not active, just check it directly. So the rest is okay. For example, when do you want to start using depreciation? That auto count, you can set it. If it's January 1st, you can set it to January 1st, 20 years. So it's fair in the first year, whether it is fully depreciated or not. There are some settings you can test later. So the format of the asset, the format of these documents can all be set here. If you want, you can make some settings. The asset code is FA. It runs FA, but you don't want to run FA. So if you have any special formulas, you can set them. Then there are also things like the length of the project code and some reminders. So now you can set so how many days in advance you want the system to notify you. So generally, there aren't many settings to do. Usually, we don't set it. It just does a simple. So here the asset code will be automatically generated, and you just need to handle the depreciation. That description. So this description, you can fill in the supplier if you want. It's up to you. Here, I prepared a sample as an office equipment. So I made a sample. So if you want to fill in the supplier, you must go to Autocount's accounts payable to create this supplier. So if you don't want to fill it in, we can also skip it. So it's not important. The most important thing is still the description. We copy that description. Okay. After copying, then its location is IPO. Location is IPO. Then other info. Here is the supplier's invoice. That information. If you want to fill it in, you can. For this supplier invoice 0014, you can fill it in. Then the date is April 21st, and all of these are filled in accordingly. Then for depreciation, the asset type here is office equipment. If it's a different asset type, you select a different asset type. If it's office equipment, you select office equipment. Then when does this depreciation start running? Start calculating. Generally, we update the purchase date through this. Purchase date is the 21st of April, 2015. Oh, the 21st of April, 2015. So generally, it follows, the 21st of April, 2015. Generally, it follows that when we buy an asset, we start calculating the depreciation right away. It's rare to buy an asset and only start depreciating it the following year. So other information, like if it's an imported asset or a machine, what the currency is, and if the quantity is 10 or 20 units, all of that can be filled in. When it was purchased, it was 1,850,000. So put 1,850,000 in the unit cost here. So after putting it, the category is what I mentioned earlier. You need to subdivide it. If it needs to be subdivided into wall fan or something else, you can add the asset category here. Okay, so basically it's done. The others are some additional functions, like whether you want to add some notes or his photo or attach the invoice, when the maintenance is, what month and day it has maintenance. This asset can all be updated, or if it needs to be posted by project, these are rarely used. Generally, it's this simple. You just fill in the description and the purchase date, and that's it. Okay, so once you've filled it out, okay, so disposal is used when you want to sell, and then disposal or write-off is done right here. So write-off is just a type. You can just select the disposal type. Okay, so if you will break down into 10 assets, then it will have this label. You can print it out, or you can use a question mark to break. It is very detailed, the whole system, but you might not need to use all these functions. You just need to use the simple ones, just those functions. After you finish, first double check this schedule. You see this schedule, it recalculates your depreciation. The reason is that we didn't enter the opening key because this has never been depreciated before, so it starts calculating depreciation from the first day of its net book value over 10 years. Yep. So every day it codes $18.50. So its net book value comes out to this point. So if you don't want it like this, actually the opening hasn't been keyed in yet. So you just need to key in the opening as well. You see our Excel just now here, its total depreciation is like this, total depreciation. If that year it still needs to break to 1 million, 4 months have already been depreciated, you can also write the question mark in. If not, we just take this total, its net book is minus its accumulated depreciation. So just fill it in here. In this case, the accumulated depreciation is 166.5. Just fill in 166.5. So this doesn't need to be keyed in. This doesn't need to be keyed in. These don't need to be keyed in either. It's not important. also check, but just save it. And after saving, its net book value is 48.5. So it matches this net book value. So I'll skip this part here. I'll first key in these three assets, and then I'll show everyone the depreciation report. Right, let's continue explaining here. You see, just now we only filled in the accumulated depreciation, and then it will automatically calculate how much it has depreciated to. So this can basically be omitted. You just need to focus on this. This is if you didn't start using Autocount from January 1st, then you need to calculate how much depreciation is involved for that year. So after filling it in, okay, if you want to check if your Excel and Autocount calculations are correct, is it right in the end? You can look at the Autocount report. In the Autocount report, it is hidden here in the depreciation posting. It is hidden here. And then you can choose which month and day you want to view the report, because this is brought in from 23. So you can select 23. You can choose by location or by your type. The face accepts type and group, all are possible. You just inquire and it will show 181. So this is exactly the same as the previous Excel. You see, after creating it, the entire layout that comes out is basically almost the same. Just if you want to see different ones, of course, if you want to go to Excel, you just right click to Excel. This Autocount function is available. And there are many different reports here. You can see it has many different reports. There are quite a lot of detailed reports here. So you see there is depreciation, and there will be many different schedules and listings here. So these formats can be changed. You can ask someone to change them to match the Excel format exactly, no problem. So here, if you want also do posting, okay, let's say you come to January 31st and you want to do posting. Before posting, you can check how the system calculates it. You can go back to asset maintenance because earlier the opening was manipulated. So you can see in this schedule how it is posted. It will see them in the second and fourth year. It posts $1.54 each month, and it will post like this. So you see in the last month, it makes an adjustment. In the last month, it adjusted the annual posting value to $10.50. So it will make that adjustment in the last month. All right, so look at the second item. There's nothing. And similarly, there's a depreciation schedule below. You can check if its posting algorithm is correct. So if it's in the billions, then the annual interest must be correct. So if the annual interest is divided by 12, there will definitely be some routing differences, and the routing differences will be adjusted in the last month. The last month. So this is the Autocount plan-in. So after it depreciates, its residue value is 1. Okay, this is how the calculation works here. So after checking and finding no issues, you can proceed with posting. For posting, return to this depreciation posting, fill in the date, and then you can save and post. Save and post to the journal, and it will ask you if you want to confirm. Then it will ask if you confirm, and you will successfully post to journal 00. So here the journal will appear. Appear. This asset. This is for office equipment. Office equipment journal. It will be posted. So you see, after it posts here, it will have this journal number. Here, if it's monthly, it will update the carry forward amount. Here, it will carry forward the amount. So check back your journal. It has already been held. So there's one last action, because in accounting, we need to match back that figure. Account January 30th. If you want to match back that net book value, you see what the net book value is now. So remember, if you want to see the details, you press 3, and with 13, the Autocount will show the details. So the last step is the opening. The opening needs to be filled in. So it will follow your account opening, fill it in, and you will get the balance sheet figure. Also, if you want to print, okay, remember to come back here. If you want to print the asset report, come back here, then choose the format you want, and print this report. So you don't need to use Excel to calculate your face accept. So I won't explain each function one by one. The other functions are actually very simple. Just follow the steps. It's not complicated. These are all prepared as some reports, and these are some functions. You can use Excel to import the entire face accept. If you don't want to key in each item one by one, you don't want to key in each item's opening one by one, you can get the Excel from the Autocount leader. So with this Excel, you can fill it out directly and then import it. All right, so I will end my sharing about the Autocount face accept plugin here. Thank you, everyone.